All right, so as I was saying, 5 is down here, and this is where we're going to say 5 is our length for this one. Now, our width, since we have right angles down here at the bottom, okay, it's a little bit funky, but we're going to use 16 as our width and 10 as our height. Okay, 10 is our height. So, for this one, to find the surface area, okay, now that we have everything laid out, we're going to do 2 times our length times our width. Length and width are 5 and 16, so 5 times 16. And then add 2 times, and this is where we're going to do 5 times 10, which is our length times our height. So 5 times 10. And then lastly, we're going to do 2 times, and we are going to do our width and our height, which is 16 times 10. All right, so once we do that, and again, this is where you're going to do the 5 times 16 times 2, which is 160. And then you're going to do the 5 times 10 times 2, which is 100. And then lastly, you're going to do 16 times 10 times 2, which is 320. And then that is going to equal 580 when you add those all together, centimeters squared. And that is our final answer for that one. Okay. Now, lastly, we have number 3, and this is going to round out our rectangular prisms. So we have to find a length, a width, and a height. Length, width, and height. So for this, our length right here is going to be 11. Our width is going to be 6. And the height of the object, how far it's off the ground, is going to be 1.5. All right. So, and it does help us if you guys have kind of noticed that wherever the right angles are, wherever it shows it in the 3-dimensional figure, that's our base. Okay, so those 2 dimensions that are right next to those right angles, like 5 and 16 are right there, right by the right angles. That's where our length and our width comes from. Same thing for number 3. We have 11 and we have 6. Those are the sides that are forming those right angles. So that's why that's our length and our width, okay? So to find the surface area, we are going to do 2 times our length times our width, which would be 11 times 6, plus 2 times length times height, which would be 11 times 1.5, plus 2 times our width times our height, which would be 6 times 1.5. Okay, kind of got cut off there, 1.5. All right, so again, do what's in parentheses first. So do the 11 times 6 first, multiply that by 2. When you do that, you should get 132. Then we're going to add, do 11 times 1.5, and then multiply that number by 2, which should be 33. And then do 6 times 1.5 and multiply that number by 2, and that should give you 18. Okay, it'd be good to double check and do that in your calculator to make sure you're getting the right answer. And then add these 3 numbers together, which gives you 183. And that is inches squared. So that is the last one for number 3. All right, so other prisms, okay? Other prisms. So basically, we just touched on rectangular prisms. So it would be a good idea in your notes somewhere, wherever you're doing, writing stuff down. This formula right here is only for rectangular prisms. So write rectangular prisms, write that formula. Why are they rectangular prisms? Well, they all have right angles. So that's how we know. They have right angles and also cubes, but they have right angles somewhere in the picture. You know it's going to be a rectangular prism if it has right angles or if it tells you that it's a rectangular prism. So just be aware of that. Moving on to other prisms, okay?